Parking lots usually create massive traffic jams. But what if we could exploit that and make tons of money from it? Well, it's actually possible. Let's start from the beginning to find out how we can optimally exploit all of our citizens. I am starting on this empty map. How about we build a small coastal village here? I just built out a small coastal town layout, and just like that we can zone our first homes. I'm gonna get some urban promenades, mixed housing. I really love how that looks. I have these perfect squares for it here, and a bit of commercial up here at the seafront. Now we have buildings that are being built. Let's quickly give them some services. I have a water tower in front here, some wind turbines back there, and we can already see tons of people moving in. But where's the exploit? Now we're really getting started. See, on the roads we have parking spaces. And for now we can just get this small parking building. We can build it anywhere we want. Let's immediately get down 2 of them. Especially on these alleyways, they're great because there's no roadside parking here. And we can already see the first cars using this. They pay $10 in terms of parking fees, but we can just jack that up to the maximum. So each car entering here pays $50. And if we take a look at the revenue from roads, we're already making 7,000 a month in fees. That sounds good, but this parking lot costs us 8K. So in total, we're paying 16K for parking lots right now. And we're making 32K, so that just increased. So we're actually making profits with these parking garages. That sounds really, really great. So let's just continue doing that and build a few more park garages, jack up the price to the maximum, and that's another 80 vehicles that can park here. Now we can see a lot of people are parking here on the sides. We don't want that happening. So for one, we already know how it goes. We need parking buildings, but then we can also go ahead and make the sidewalk, I think, have trees. If we make the sidewalk have trees, the cars are just being deleted and they are moved to these parking garages automatically. Let's also not allow parking on this street because we don't want people parking for free. That would be scandalous. How about we add some grass here on both sides that remove these cars and puts them in the parking garages. So far, so good. And we have one other place where people are currently parking on the road. I just did the same thing here. So now we have a perfect city with parking garages that have crazy expensive fees, and they are already filling up. These on the side are already at capacity. In total, this is still far from being profitable, but we are generating some fees, which is a great start. I guess you can now already see where this scheme is going, but I promise you I already have a few more ideas how we can make this exploit even better. But we need more people, so let's keep them moving in, making our city a bit more attractive. Let's get a small medical clinic, maybe even a bit of medium density housing just next to these parking garages, so we get way more people. In the meantime, I'm also developing here this port area just to have some nice looking things in the city. We now have these new piers that one can build, so we should definitely use that as well, kind of creating a small harbor. It's just a shame that we don't have boats that we can put here. Now people are complaining about death care, so we throw in a crematorium, and by now we're still not making much more money in fees, so it's time to change some things up. The problem is these parking garages, they cost a bunch. So this one costs 23K a month. We're not making that much money with this garage, but I think there's a solution because there are these new parking streets. If we get one in here, this is how they look. And people can also park here. So what if we just build out large areas with these kinds of parking roads? For example, like this. This also has a lot of parking spaces, but this road costs 300 in upkeep. So I think in total this here isn't that much, but a lot of cars can park here and we can just use all the space we have for it. This is how that would look. But now here we can't that easily charge fees. So what we actually need is a specialized district. So we just put everything here in one giant district. And then there's district policies. We can add roadside parking fees, jack that up to the max. I hope that these ones count as roadside parking, and that should make us even more money, up to 70k, so it's growing. That's great. And just like that, I'm going to be adding more and more parking and kind of developing the city further. I'm getting in some offices, a small elementary school, a firehouse, a small police station, and even some parks wherever we can fit some, just so people also really want to use that parking spaces. Just like that, I continued growing the city. I have some skyscrapers now, and instead of building normal roads, I'm just building parking alleys now. That gives immediately parking spaces, and of course, due to the city policy of roadside parking, they are still incredibly expensive. People are moving in kind of slow, partially because I only have this small winding road where people can move in. So let's also connect our city to the highway, at least with some kind of 4-lane road. At some point there will be an interchange here, but for now I'm just gonna draw in a connection and hope that things here work out fine. That should allow even more citizens to move in. Yep, and they are already arriving from that side. They come through this large road, and that is then connected up to our grid. And I guess here a nice roundabout never hurts. I added mail service as well as a telecom tower to keep our city really growing. And by now we're making 80k from roadside parking fees. That means there's still a lot of room to grow, and currently our unemployment is at 40%. I don't really have much industry. I don't have much jobs, so let's expand the industry area in the harbor a bit. Honestly, I really like how that looks here. I mean, it just makes sense that the industry is up here at the shore, and I'm just getting in a few more offices. Oh, and people ran out of water, so we need another water tower, maybe this time a big one. And now our city is growing at 200 people moving in each hour. Oh, and they're really happy because of the mail service and internet I added. With the city growing, we can see so many people using all these parking spaces around these large buildings. So these streets are really filling up, and I added some more areas of industry and even a bit of low density housing. We're now finally profitable, and we're making 150,000 from parking fees. So that is already a really big jump. So I just added more and more parking roads spaced in between these high density buildings. I zoned even more high density, a bit of medium to taper it off, and I got in a few shopping opportunities. But with the parking spaces, this is how the layout looks now. There's just a lot of parking, like all the roads here are just parking, but I'm sure they will fill up and they're all making money. Oh, look here, that's the first parking road we built. That's looking pretty filled up. And also these parking spots are all the way filled to the maximum. Next, I added some stone mining and forest industry just outside the city to satisfy some of the industrial demand. Oh, there's a massive traffic jam. What happened here, guys? This looks really rough, but there's also tons of taxis. That is peak City Skylines 2 here. I don't see anything wrong with this, but at least we're now finally making profits in roads. We're making 300,000, so roads are finally now not costing us, but actually making profits for us. And that is only at 6,000 population. That's insane. Let's really try to continue this, getting the most amount of money from our citizens by just copying this layout here we already have a bit further down. Just like that. Again, we have tons of parking spaces. We connect them with some walkways, so the people are actually walking to their cars. It's a bit jank, but that's fine. I'm adding more shopping opportunities and of course more skyscrapers. People really love these new parking spaces. They're already filling in. There's so many people moving into these homes. By now it really looks like we need to add more parking spaces because these here are all filled up. Let's try to not lose any of the revenue that we potentially have. So let's just draw in more and more parking wherever we can. And I mean, one of these roads, how many parking spaces is that? 1, 2, 3, I'm quickly gonna count it. So one of these roads is 64 parking spaces, and that's also why there's so many people walking around. They park their car, they park here their motorcycle, and then they walk to their home. Let's encourage that by building more parking. I guess we can also get some in here. Wherever there aren't any houses built yet, we just throw in some parking lots. Similarly on this road here as well. and that also creates more interconnectivity, which is pretty great. So shorter routes for people to walk, and here also everything is packed. So we're really expanding the space that exists here for the cars. I guess we should also create a walkable option to the industry area. I somehow forgot that. Now people can also walk across here, kind of taking a shortcut. And I'm guessing people will immediately start using it. Yes, they are. Overall, the city is already pretty profitable. I guess what we could do is reduce residential taxes to 0 to have people moving in faster. And the more people we have, the more people park and pay our parking fees. That should possibly help. I mean, it reduced our profits, but the service fee profits should at least go up. For now, I think this is everything we can do. We have tons of parking spaces that are also being used. I mean, look at this. I mean, imagine you're just walking here, you just park your car, you wanna go to your high-rise building, you have to walk across all these parking lots, along with all these tons of people. Oh, look at these nice pickup trucks. The city is quite profitable. We're making as much from service fees as we have in expenses. We can achieve that by balancing our budget. So this whole parking lot situation for exploiting people works incredibly well. Oh, look what I just spotted. They are opening here gas stations at these parking lots. That makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure what it costs here, they don't say. But the conclusion of the video is, well, you can exploit people with parking lots. Let me know if we should continue the city. Do you have any other ideas of how we could exploit these people here? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.